Hey everyone, so I did a partial video on this in the past, but I really want to do a better one to really explain this concept. I'll give the two examples out there that come to mind. Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey. Now both of these individuals have done tremendously amazing things. They've accumulated a lot of wealth doing it as well. Oprah being a billionaire now, having her own network, her own magazine, doing a lot for charity, on and on and on. And I want to talk about, however, the luck that comes with it. Both of these individuals happen to be females. Both also have specific things about them that were not always accepted in the culture or country that they grew up. And it's still not completely accepted worldwide. Ellen DeGeneres is her sexuality. She's openly homosexual. Oprah Winfrey's is more so that she's African American. It's not really a sexuality, it's more of an ethnicity, but you get the point. And so basically, if both of these women had been born any time before where they were, whether it's 10 years before they were born, or 50 years before they were born, or 100, or 1,000, or 10,000, or 100,000, assuming this human civilization's been around for 100,000, I doubt it though, both of these individuals would not have done as well as they've done. They wouldn't have accumulated the immense wealth they've done. They wouldn't have been able to do the stuff that they're doing now. And that implies a tremendous amount of luck. And I think luck is one of the equations that you have to factor into things. Being born and having the right timing in this world. Now, luck in itself is not the only thing. Oftentimes, from personal experience, there's a lot of things that you have to decide to do that's not easy at all, but you have to do it. Whether it's learning and reading and gaining knowledge in a field or an area that you want to achieve success at, or adopting mindsets and strategies and behaviors and time management skills and all sorts of things to achieve their goals. There's a lot of things that Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey did that probably were very brave, very tough, and a lot of things that other people would have chose to do wrong that allowed them to accomplish and achieve and get to where they are now. On the flip side though, putting that all away, there is still that thing about luck. Like you can't deny it. Like you can have perseverance, you can have persistence, you can have a devoted work ethic and just grueling work ethic and just constantly trying to do everything to achieve your skill because you know other people won't do as much and you want it so badly. And those things all help in achieving success. But luck is one of those things that is always out there. And it's very helpful in terms of your happiness, as studies have shown, to be very thankful for this aspect of you. On the other flip side, it's also very important to understand it and understand how it works and how the world, in terms of natural selection and the probabilities of genetic variation work. Basically, oftentimes when offspring are produced, there's thousands of variations, and they're created in so much variation to be able to withstand the differing and constantly changing dangers of the environment. Therefore, some variation will survive and reproduce if all the others fail. If you're too stagnant or simplistic in your offsprings and they're all too similar, a specific danger can wipe them all out. And you see this throughout nature in so many ways, whether it's the butterflies or fish that have the color to camouflage with their environment versus the ones that don't and stick out and get eaten by the predators. And so genetic variations for humans range on so many different levels, from nose size to nostril size to mouth size to teeth orientation, so forth. And one of the things that's very important is the fact that, heck, you can have all this variation and still it's only some of the people will do well. And so basically, when you have someone like Oprah or Ellen, I think that it's one of those cases where everything just lines up perfectly, where you win that luck in that you fall into an environment where your variation just happens to work well in that environment. Warren Buffett's admitted it. He says, if I was born 100 years ago, I would have been some animal's lunch. But in this environment where I was born, I was wired to excel at what I do, which is capital asset allocation. And he's a billionaire many times over and one of the richest people in the world. And, you know, really understanding that really just humbles you to the fact that, hey, some of it's just beyond your control. On the flip side, though, you don't want to take luck to the extent where you just relinquish it completely and just say, well, I'm not a millionaire, I'm screwed, luck, it's not in the cards for me, because there's so much potential for you. And in a environment nowadays, it's like you can't help but achieve success if you try and try and try, and you study and learn and read and do all this stuff. And although people can do very, very well based off luck, I think one of the things that's most amazing with technology and so forth is that success can be yours for the taking for most of you guys watching this video, because all you need is already there. Oftentimes, if you have enough cash to be watching this video through the internet, then there's no excuses anymore. You don't have those excuses like, well, if I was, well, I was born in a time where African Americans are enslaved, and there's no way I can become a talk show host and ultimately make billions of dollars, let alone free myself from these chains. You don't have those excuses anymore. Instead, if you have the internet, you can use it for good. There's a lot of dark sides to the internet that's not going to help you, but I guarantee you, if you look right and you use the knowledge out there on the internet that's free, you can develop some way of achieving success, whether it's financial or whether it's something non-finance related, like just creating an amazing masterpiece painting one day, or changing the world for good with charity, or whatever it is, becoming a better person, having six-pack abs, eating well, being fit, achieving happiness. The knowledge is out there for you. And wealth is one of those big excuses, but even that, it's like not anymore. Because the more I read about it, it's very simple. Accumulating wealth, it's oftentimes just getting a lot of knowledge and then either skill and expertise at something and just developing that to a tremendous extent. And yeah, I'm not. I think for most of you guys, it's let's just start there. Um, However, for Ellen and Oprah, I do think it's very interesting because again, if they were born 10, 50, 100 years earlier, same thing with Bill Gates, they would not have fallen into the great fortune that they had. Bill Gates, he grew up in one of the only high schools that had a computer. And for Ellen and Oprah, if they were born 50, 100 years earlier, Ellen would probably have never come out openly. And she probably would have had a decent life, but it would not have been as impactful and amazing, and she wouldn't have accumulated wealth or done all the stuff that she's done. And with Oprah, she probably would have maybe had a decent life, but she would have either been segregated, she would have had a, she may have been enslaved, she may have had a decent life as some housemaid, because again, female jobs out there were not what they are today, and on and on and on. And it really just makes you think. So that's all I really want to say about this topic. If you like this video, leave it a like. Thanks so much for watching.